Travel back in time 100 years, and believe it or not, it was rare to stumble across a gaggle of geese in central Minnesota.
In the late 19th century, Canada geese were actually almost hunted to extinction. There weren't any limits on hunting, so people were just taking as many as they wanted, and then habitat was also being converted to cities and farms too, so their habitat was being destroyed. But then in the early 20th century, people really started to see that our wildlife wasn't going to last forever, and laws started being put in place, like hunting limit laws, and nature preserves and parks and refuges became really popular, and Canada geese populations really rebounded.
Canadian geese are considered social birds. They travel in flocks, and roughly 25,000 geese call the Twin Cities metro area home.
Canada geese are big animals, and they don't have a lot of predators. So goslings and eggs have a lot of predators like raccoons and skunks and cats and dogs and owls. But once they reach that adult size, they are pretty tough to take on. And geese in the wild can live over 10 years. The record is 30 years for a wild Canada goose. And they raise an average of 4 goslings a year. One pond with a few pairs of geese can become one pond with over 100 geese in just 10 years.
Bloomington City Code prohibits the feeding of wild animals. This includes geese. According to Raveling, these large birds are drawn to areas that have 3 things: food, water, and security.
There's a lot of different ways you can deal with geese. The most important one is to not feed them. So even if you're not feeding the geese specifically, even if you have bird feeders in your yard for the songbirds and they're near where geese congregate, they will find that food and they'll be up there eating. The other thing is the open grassy lawns. Again, they love the open space. So planting shrubby type habitat might actually discourage them. They don't like not being able to see around them. If you have hundreds of geese in your backyard, it's the perfect habitat for them. If you don't want them there, you have to understand why they're there and then how you can discourage them from being there.
As communities grow, it's inevitable that cities and wildlife will intersect, but Raveling believes it's possible to live in harmony and enjoy the simple beauty that wildlife in our backyards can bring.